Hello, my good friends out there in YouTube land. This is Great by 79 Productions, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft, Burning Crusade, Classic Anniversary, Hardcore, whatever the heck you want to call it. I'm very glad you could join me today for this episode. First of all, I just want to say I apologize for the lack of episodes. I know I'm behind, I'm sorry. Things just kind of got away from me, and now I'm a couple episodes behind, and I'm trying my best to catch up. So, based on that, we're just going to dive right in, and we're just going to get started. First of all, let me add my... Oh, my action bars are added. Okay. Okay. In the last episode, we grouped up with somebody, and we did a few things together, which was nice. But now I have a solo journey to take care of, and I think we're going to start over here. We have this quest where we have to kill this... We have to lure this prospector, this dwarf, inside this building, kill him, and then take his head. Apparently he's a spy from Ironforge or something like that. I don't know.
Hi.
So,
Safe travels.
we're just gonna take him inside and off him, if you will. Man, I am so behind on episodes, it's not even funny. Again, I really do apologize that I'm behind on episodes, but I gotta catch up. You know, the thing is, though, when life gets in the way, you just kind of have to... You kind of have to take things by the charge, you know what I'm saying? And there's times where you just have to catch yourself up, and this is what we're doing right now. You know what happens too when you have like multiple hobbies that you do. Believe it or not, I'll be honest with you guys, I have not felt like picking up this game at all. I seriously haven't. I'll be brutally honest. I haven't felt like picking up this game at all. And that's because I started playing my console games again. Like, I recently started playing my PlayStation 2 again after I don't know how many months or even a couple of years of not picking it up. I felt like it was time to get back into console games. I don't know. But seriously though, like I was even playing this, as of the day of this recording, I was playing last night and I could only play for like a few minutes and I got bored. I don't know. It's very hard to explain. Now you might be asking yourself, well, how the heck can somebody get bored with this game? I mean, this game goes as far as your imagination can take you, and it's impossible to get bored. But actually, you can get bored with this game. I'm just going around and just buffing everybody, because I'm a nice guy. I mean, that's not to say I'm going to quit the game altogether, because if I do quit the game, that means I'll have to get rid of my subscription. And everything that I worked so hard for with this game, it'll be given up. And I don't want to do that. It's the last thing I want to do, as a matter of fact.
Remember the sun well.
So we're level 9 now, that's really good. That's excellent. And as you remember, we're doing hardcore, so if we die, it's game over. I don't really have anything to sell in here. Actually, I do have a couple things I can sell.
Yes.
I can sell this sword, which I definitely don't need. You also have to remember, too, that I cannot use the auction house. I cannot use the auction house. So I'm pretty much on my own with getting materials and whatnot. And I also can't trade with other players either. And also, not for nothing, the weapons that you get in this area, and I'm sure it's the same way in the Draenei area. They're very weak. Like, they're not good weapons. Like, I don't understand why they have to give you such shit weapons, you know? Even from buying them from a vendor, like, they're shit. Like, why? Like, why is this even a thing? Why should it be a thing, you know? I don't understand it at all. I really, truly don't. And I don't think I ever will understand it. Versus other areas, you get, like, higher powered weapons. And it's like, here? Nope. Alright. I'm gonna do my best to avoid the skeletons. I really don't want to be battling them right now. But I don't think they're gonna bother me. Nope, they're not gonna bother me at all. If this was regular hardcore, they'd be probably chasing after me right now. Because I feel like those mobs are a bit more aggressive. Because again, hardcore is supposed to be a bit more of a challenge. So I'm going to find this guy over here to turn in this lost book that fell into the river by some clumsy person. And just wait till you see what we do to this. Wait till you do the other guy for revenge. Just wait till you see what we do to him.
The eternal sun guides us. Farewell. Remember the sun well. Farewell. Keep your wits about
So
you.
those two students we have to punish. And wait till you see what we do to them. I think you're going to get a good laugh out of it. I know what happens, but you don't. Look at all these dragon hawks around. Like, are those meant for anything? Like, you don't kill them for quests or anything like that. So, who the heck is killing them? Sometimes the game just puts, like, enemies that, you know, the developers think, oh, you're not going to fight unless you need, like, I don't know, if you're skinning them or if you need something else from them. You know what I mean? These dragon hawks are, like, a prime example. Unless if you play the hunter class and you need to tame one of them, I guess. I don't know. But I wouldn't imagine they'd make a pretty good pet. They just seem like they're so weak. It's just like how when you go to higher level zones and there's those stags, nobody kills them for anything. And there's just other enemies that you tend to not kill for stuff. Watch this. For deceiving you, you get to turn them into a boar. That's a fine slice of sausage I've ever seen in my life. And now the other guy. I sure can do that to you, regardless if we had a deal or not. I can do it to you. You want to deceive me? Fine. You get the consequences. You have to be turned into a boar. So as of the day of this recording, it is Memorial Day. So I guess we could say that summer has unofficially started. Although here in my area, it's pretty chilly. It's funny because last week we had a heat wave where it was like 92, like 3 days in a row, maybe 4 days in a row. It was awful. And at my work, our AC broke. It worked for one day and then it broke. And I'm like, are you kidding me? How are we gonna work in these conditions? You know? Thankfully the AC at my house works, but other than that, that's pretty much it. And then it went back to being in the 60s. So just a heat wave that just came out of nowhere. You gotta love when that happens, right? You know, the worst thing is when you have a heat wave, and if you have, like, food in your, like, room or something, like if it's candy or something, it gets all
Anaria
melted
Sholar.
together, and then it just
We
becomes, like,
will have
not good.
justice.
I hate
Shorelaran.
that.
The reckoning
Got
is
ourselves
at
a
hand.
pouch. How many slots? 4 slots? Are you kidding me? Get out of town. Come on. I do all that stuff for you, and that's what you want to do to me? Okay, I see how it goes. Alright. So I guess what I want to do now is I want to go this way towards the Sunsail Anchorage. Because I've got a couple of quests there that I need to take care of. I will say, though, there are some quests coming up in this zone that we're not at just yet, but they're going to be a challenge. For example, there's quests on this side of the map where we have to face some trolls. And doing those quests solo can be a challenge. And as a matter of fact, I remember I died a few times trying to complete one of those quests. Again, we're not there yet, but once we get there, we might have to do some zone hopping a little bit. Because even if you're not doing the hardcore add-on, it's still a challenge. Oh, stupid, stupid mouse. My stupid... Sorry. You know, every once in a while, you just need to readjust yourself so that you're as comfortable as possible when you're recording. Just talk to the admin. He's always adjusting himself. Alright. There's a quest to turn in down here at Fairbreeze, but I'm not going there yet. I want to go down this path, because that will take me to the anchorage. We've got to get some Sindora armaments, and then we got to go find the Murloc area, because we have some cargo that they stole that we have to get back. We'll head down here in just a little while. As a matter of fact, I'll go there now because there is an innkeeper over here. So we can change our home. And we might as well pick up the quests that are here as well. We might as well do that.
The dark times will pass. Keep your wits
Because there's
about.
definitely quite a few. Quite a few things that we have to do here.
The dark times will pass. Farewell.
There's a lot of quests that
Stay the
require us to
course.
talk to people.
Remember the sun well.
Like, in this zone, there's like tons of quests where you have to speak to different people. Oh, go to this place and talk to that person. Oh, you're gonna go back the other way you came and talk to this one. It goes on and on and on.
Everything has a price. Shorelaran. Be ready for anything. I have one-of-a-kind
So
items.
the innkeeper's right here.
The reckoning is at hand.
There's another quest here we can pick up.
We will have justice. Shorelaran.
Okay. So, let's head this way now. Along the way, we're going to try to find some cougars and get their pelts. We have to get 6 pelts. And the cougars are pretty much strewn along the path here. Perhaps we could actually work on it now. While we're here putzing about. We might as well, right? Just to, you know, get it out of the way. It's a fairly simple quest. Collection quests usually aren't that bad. As long as it's something that isn't requiring you to if it's something that has a very small drop rate, which in the World of Warcraft, that is a pretty common thing. It's pretty common for collection quests to have a low drop rate, and that's what makes it very annoying. See, in retail, you don't have that. Retail, if you're doing a collection quest, it drops right away, whatever you're trying to collect. Which, to me, that's very annoying, that drop rates are like that, the way they are. I don't get it. I find it very annoying, to be honest with you. There was one guy I was questing with here. I wonder whatever happened to him. I have so many people on my friends list. It's crazy. And some of these people I don't even remember. It's crazy. Having a shield definitely helps. But pretty soon I have to stock up on water because I'm going to run out eventually. Because as you know, higher level spells take up more mana. Okay, that's a dead one up there. There's one over here. I still haven't found any pelts yet. And I've killed, what, 4 or 5 cougars already? Are these no, these are lynxes. Why do I keep calling them cougars? Sorry, these are lynxes. They're not cougars. Cougars are like a cousin of these lynxes. You know, you guys are probably shouting at your screen saying, that's not a cougar, that's a lynx. Why is he calling it a cougar? Well, I corrected myself, okay? You're welcome. I hope me correcting myself made you happy. There we go. Now we finally got a pelt. Jeez. That only took how long? Maybe a couple of minutes, more or less. That's what I'll say. One down and 5 more to go. The only problem is, unlike classic hardcore, the enemies don't respawn within a matter of seconds. They take much longer. Because again, we're not playing an official hardcore with Burning Crusade. We're just not. You know, I follow this thing on Facebook, Reels, and it's this guy who does like a lot of content with World of Warcraft nostalgia. Like, you know those POV videos that you see? He does a lot of those, but it's like nostalgic WoW memories. Also, I didn't know this either. Maybe you guys heard about this. But there was a private server that was around for quite some time called Turtle WoW. And it was supposed to mimic the vanilla experience, I think. All I know. All I know is that it was a private server, and Blizzard was not very pleased that it was existing. So I think it was recently, maybe a couple of months ago, or maybe it was this month, I don't remember, but it officially shut down. And for good reason, too. Why would you want to risk making a private server anyway? Because eventually Blizzard's going to find out about it. And the thing is, this game is not meant to have private servers. It's a public game, so it's for the public. And I don't get the whole private server thing anyway. I don't understand it. But anyway, yeah, it is shut down. I know that was a random note, but I just figured it was worth mentioning. I'll also mention this too, and I believe I mentioned it over on my hardcore episode. I found this random YouTube video, and it's a guy who is playing as a human paladin, but he's doing a challenge where he can only level to level 60 using only killing undead. And he's playing on a human paladin. And mind you, he's not playing on a hardcore server, he's playing on the actual classic server that's non-hardcore. And it's very interesting. He's actually done like 3 parts so far. I've only seen the first part in full, but it's really interesting. Because what he does is he journeys to the undead, the Forsaken starter zone, because that's where the low-level undead mobs are. So he has to travel through higher-level zones, and he dies, and he does a lot of sped-up footage. He eventually gets there, and he starts beating the shit out of the undead. It's crazy. And I'm sure it can be done. Heck, one of the commenters, I put a comment saying that I'm glad he's not doing it on a hardcore server, and some other person commented saying that they did it on hardcore 5 years ago, and it was a lot less dangerous. In what world? Because you have to avoid the guards. Because the guards are going to get you. If you try to go through... There's guards everywhere once you get to the starter zone, if you make it that far in the first place. The guards will get you. Or if you go through a high-level zone, the higher-level mobs will get you. So if you attempt a challenge like that, you're going to die. A lot. Heck, I tried it and I kept dying because I was in an area called Wetlands, and I kept getting killed by either Murlocs or Crocolisks to the point where it's like, you know what? Forget it. I'll try some other time when I have more time on my hands. Because I think it took this guy like 4 hours to get to the undead starting zone. There was like so many hours of footage that he had to cut and speed up. It was crazy. But it's interesting to see how people do challenges like this. See, there's so many people that play this game not by the rules, but they just make up their own challenges, and it's amazing what they come up with. It's really, really amazing. I will admit that. And perhaps someday I'll try something like that. I'll have the guts to actually do a challenge like that. But for now, I like to play the game the classic way. By questing, leveling up that way, etc. And I'm sure there's other challenges you could do too. Like, for example, only leveling up by killing beasts, or only killing humanoids. But that would be too easy, because the zones have so many beasts and so many humanoids around. Or you could do something like that, but you'd need to go to somebody else's zone, like say from another faction. I think it's easier to do something like that on, if you're Alliance. It's definitely easier to get to the undead Forsaken starter zone, because the only times you'd have to face the guards are at the tall wooden gate that leads to the exit of the area. But if you go further inside, you'll find all the guards and all the other NPCs, and that's where you don't want to go. Maybe I'll put a link to that video that this guy did in the description, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Perhaps I'll do that. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can see it for yourself. I don't remember the channel's name, But the guy who's playing, his name is Fred. Just Fred. Nothing else. The guy even made a Twitch channel. Pretty interesting. And then maybe once you guys see it, maybe I'll put up a poll or something and I'll ask, oh, should I do something like this in the future? In other gaming news, for fans of 90s nostalgia, we've all seen Rugrats, right? Okay. So, there is a game company called Limited Run Games. I think that's what they're called. I could be mistaken. But anyway, they recently, a few years ago, they released a new Rugrats platformer, which actually did pretty well. But now they're back at it again with a Rugrats Retro Collection. There's, I think, 6 games included. Now let's see if I can remember them all. There's the Rugrats movie on Game Boy. There's Rugrats, I think it's called Time Travelers, which was on Game Boy Color. There's Rugrats Search for Reptar, which was originally on the PlayStation. Rugrats Studio Tour, which was originally on PlayStation. Rugrats in Paris, which was on PlayStation, Nintendo 64, and all that. And then there's also Rugrats Castle Capers, which was on Game Boy Advance. Now, I've seen a couple of reviews for the collection, and a lot of people are not impressed. They're saying that there's not that many pros to it because you're still dealing with the original wonky controls, which some of those games had, and the only ones who are really playing this game and buying this are like the hardcore Rugrats fans that need to have it all. And it's only really nostalgic for them. And I was thinking about getting it for myself and perhaps playing it here on the channel for you all. But here's the thing. If I wanted to play, say, Search for Reptar, which is very, very nostalgic for me because I played the shit out of that game when I was a kid. That game was like one of my go-tos when I was a kid, growing up. So if I wanted to play it, I have a copy of it. I could, and my PlayStation 2 is all hooked up, I could just pull that out, put it in, and play. Same thing with Studio Tour. I have a copy of Studio Tour. And I'm sure I could easily find a copy of Castle Capers on eBay for cheap. And honestly, Castle Capers is not that bad of a game. It's a platformer, but it's not that bad of a game. It's actually kind of cool. What you do in that game is you go through different, like, storybook worlds, and the Rugrats have all... Each of the Rugrats has their own special object that Angelica has stolen, and every boss in each zone is Angelica figures. It's not that bad of a game. It's actually kind of fun. It's challenging, but it's fun. I think I actually beat it once when I was a kid. So if anything, I'd be buying the collection just for Search for Reptar, Studio Tour, and Castle Capers. The original Rugrats movie game, oh, I hated that game so much. I didn't like it at all. It was too hard for me. I didn't like it. I've never played Time Travelers, and I've never played Rugrats in Paris. I guess the only other crappy Rugrats game that I used to play was Treasure Hunt on N64. It was an okay game. It was pretty much a Mario Party clone, but it was interesting. I kind of liked it. Some friends and I used to play it on Discord all the time, Because one of my friends had an emulator for the N64, and we would play every once in a while. It was interesting. I'm actually kind of surprised that they did not include that in the collection. But who knows, maybe Treasure Hunt will be released on the Nintendo 64 Classics app on NSO. Maybe. Who knows? It would be kind of cool, though. I'll be honest. But only in the perfect world, right? Only in the perfect world. So, will I buy the collection? Probably not. I mean, it's only $20 on the Switch eShop, but it's not worth it. The other problem is, it's only on 2 consoles. It's on the Switch, and it's on PS5. And also, I don't know what the quality is going to look like on Switch. It might look better on PS5, but on Switch, I don't know. I'm kind of torn about that. So, I don't think I would ever buy the collection. I think I would just stick to the original copies of Studio Tour and Searcher Reptar. Thank you very much. The one game that recently came out that I do want to give a try is Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. That literally came out a few days ago. I want to give it a try. I might actually get it this week. Later this week, maybe. I haven't decided yet, but I might. Because it's funny, any previous Yoshi game that I bought, I have not completed yet. Like, Crafted World on Switch, I have not beat that yet. And I need to. There's a lot of console games I just need to get myself back to that I just haven't touched in God knows how long.
Stay the course.
But the thing is, though, if you pick up a console game that you haven't played in so long, you have to, like, start a new file and just start from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Which, I wouldn't mind doing that, starting at the beginning. I mean, how would you go about it? Like, would you start from your last known file, or would you start a new game if you're picking up a console game and you haven't touched in a long time? I'd like to hear your thoughts about that, if possible. Anyway, I'm just running around here and just turning in all these quests where I have to talk to these different people. I will get to Sunsail Anchorage, don't worry.
State your business. We will have
There's
justice.
just so many detours along the road
The
here.
reckoning is at hand. Shorelaron.
And the quest here, not yet. Alright. Now let's head this way. Which is good because we picked up a quest too where we have to kill thugs and hooligans. Wretched thugs and hooligans. And we are a little over the halfway point to level 10. Pretty cool stuff. This is what happens when you only do like one episode per weekend and your character ends up resting for some time. That's what happens. You level up a lot faster. Versus if you play like all the time, every day, and you don't give your character time to rest. These dudes might be a little bit of a challenge, but I think we'll be okay. The last time I was here, there was so many players here, like, picking up all the armaments and killing all these dudes. It was crazy. was absolutely nuts. But I don't see anybody here, so I think we'll be alright. I think we're gonna be okay. Sorry, I had to adjust myself again. Oh, I finished drinking. Okay. And no, there's no new spells either yet. Once you hit an even level, that's when you get spells. I don't think I ever mentioned that. I mentioned it in regular hardcore classic, but not here. Yeah, every even level you get new spells to purchase from your trainer. And like I said, we might do some zone hopping at some point this early in the game. Just to save face and hopefully keep us alive longer. Let's see. Also, we gotta think about what kind of spec we want to be. Do we want to spec as a DPS? Do we want to spec as a healer? And honestly, I might go for healer. I might give it a try just to see how it goes. I typically don't go for a healer spec or a tank spec, just because I'm not the best at it sometimes. But I'd like to give it a shot. Just to try something different. Because I feel like everyone goes for a DPS. That stands for damage per second. Everyone goes for that. Unless you're really, really brave, you don't go for tank specs and you don't go for healer specs. Again, unless you're super brave and you've done this before multiple times. This is only a food crate, but I do see a weapons container over there on that boat that I'm gonna go snag. If I can get myself into the boat, there we go. Sometimes you'll find the crates under the water, too. For now, I'm going to try to find them on the land, if I can. If I need to, I'll jump in the water and I'll explore down there. But for now, we'll just stick to dry land. There we go. Oh, here comes a hooligan. Oh, I didn't mean to click that twice. Oh, come on, you're gonna resist my spell? That's lame. Like, why? Better have a drink. It's too bad there's, like, not many people around. I mean, it's a holiday weekend. One would think that there'd be folks around here, right? I mean, who works on Memorial Day? Besides the obvious answers. Gotta keep our eyes peeled, too, for weapon crates. Oh, we just attracted attention of another hooligan. Might be in trouble here. Hopefully not. There we go. That worked out pretty good. Yeah, when you're a class like a priest or a mage, you're not really using your weapons as much, your melee weapons. You're mainly just focusing on your spells. The only time you go melee is if you run out of mana. That's like the only time. Okay. We have a crate right there. And we have a crate right here on that boat. I'm going to go for that one first. And then I'll go for the other one. But I have to axe these guys first, so I don't attract attention. The quest only has us kill 5 each, but we're going to be killing more because they're just going to be in our way of collecting these armaments. I better kill this guy before I do anything else. Again, I don't want to be attracting attention. Okay. So we have 4 armaments, and we still need 4 more. I also need 1 more thug. And with luck, we'll find one. With luck, we'll find one. Oh, I see another crate over there. Oh, there's a chest back here, too. Nice. Let's see what we got in here. Okay. We got some okay stuff. Got some stuff we can pawn. Get my stamina buff back up. Really? Oh, there, I whack you. You want to resist me? I'll whack you. Right in the face. Right in your face. Is that a hooligan? No. Oh, there's a... Oh, I have them all. Okay. I can't see if there's any crates over there. I don't see any. We only need one more armament. Perhaps I can find one over here someplace. Get myself out of the away from the tree so I can see what I'm doing here. That's so annoying. Let's see. There's one. I see one. We just gotta get these couple of dudes out of the way, first of all. We're gonna have some more stuff to sell, aren't we? Yes, we are. Thank goodness for these interrupting spells, huh? Thank goodness for them. Alright. We have them all. Perfect. And we can go back up to the camp over here and turn in those armaments. And I think after we do that, we're going to take a pause for this episode. And we will see you again on the next episode.
The eternal sun guides us. Remember the Sunwell. The reckoning is at hand.
That's not really a good mace, but oh well. Ooh, we're level 10 now. Sweet.
We will have justice.
Let's get rid of some garbage, shall we? There we are.
Time is of the essence.
Now, to make our decision, our talent points. Should we be Discipline, Holy, or Shadow? Now, Discipline and Shadow are DPS focused. Holy is obviously if you want to be a healer. And honestly, I want to take that route. So let's start with this. Healing focus. Gives you a 35% chance to avoid interruption caused by damage while casting any healing spell. Perfect. And how close are we to Fairbreeze? Or we're kind of close. I'll just hearth over there. And once again, we're going to call quits for this episode. So, thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell so you don't miss any videos. And we'll continue our journey in Eversong Woods next time.
Glory to the Sindora.
Let's turn a couple things here.
Keep your wits about you.
We'll pick up a couple of quests as well. Oops. I fell. I guess I have to do this the hard way then. this quest too.
Salama Ashalanore.
Okay, on that note, guys, we're gonna call it quits. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time.